I have for you the 3 P's in negotiation: prepare, probe, and propose. And I'm proposing to you that Waterfall Park is the best negotiation game out there for families. So let's go check it out. Waterfall Park. It's a negotiation game that aims to take out the cliches and the stereotypes in its predecessor, Chinatown. Now, Chinatown is an amazing game, and the theme is you are growing businesses in the Chinatown district in New York. But there was always one question that lingered over this game: is this game actually racist? Now, of course, it's not racist, but what it is very stereotypical. So we have a lot of those stereotyped Chinese businesses. We have the cover there. It's just a few things that made a few people uneasy. So let's move over that theme because look, it's an amazing game, but we can also have this amazing game with a very unoffensive theme, and that is Waterfall Park. We have waterfalls, we have theme parks. It's as unoffensive as you can possibly get. So before I give you my thoughts on Waterfall Park, look, there was someone else a few years ago that decided to retheme Chinatown. It was a budding designer named Hogs, and he created this game called Safari Town, where you're going for a safari, and it was basically Chinatown, but in Africa. Anyway, look, I've been thinking about Chinatown for ages and wanted to retheme. So is Waterfall Park gonna hit all of those high notes that I want out of this game? Here's everything you're going to need to know about the Waterfall Park board. Firstly, it's split down two sides, two distinct areas, split in the middle by a waterfall. Up in the top hand corner, we're going to have the round tracker, plus also the amount of location cards for that round, and also the amount of attractions for that round. Then finally, that's going to be our scoring, and that's all we need to know on the board. So how do we do a round? Well, firstly, let's grab our location cards. Then we're going to put out our location discs on the board. We're going to do this all simultaneously so everyone has their locations on the board. After locations, we're going to need some theme park attractions. So grab the right amount of attractions for that particular round, then you get a choice here. You get to either place them on your locations or you get to keep them for later rounds or maybe to negotiate with your opponents. Negotiation 101. And firstly, let's have a look at simple negotiation. Red's dealing with pink here. They want that location tile. Offer them a pack of crisps for maybe a couple of bucks. And look, that's a job well done. Now Red's negotiating with green now. And they're in a prime posse right in the middle. Plus there's a bowling alley on there. What has green got to offer? They have some attractions left over that they didn't place. Plus also $5. That's enough for Red to go, do you know what? That's an absolute steal. Now green's got that bowling alley, but what's the point of this game? It's to get points. And each one of those tiles that we put out was going to have a number on it. For the bowling alley, that's going to be number 5. So we have 5 of them. It's going to be a complete set, but because we only have 3, it's going to be an incomplete set. And up in the top there is going to be our different scoring for incomplete or complete sets. It's as simple as that. After each round, we collect our money, crack on for the next round, 4 rounds. Waterfall Park. So why do you actually care about Waterfall Park? What if I said to you, you're a lover of Chinatown, you absolutely adore this game? I'd tell you that this game is not for you. If I said to you, you never played a negotiation game in your life, then I would say this game is perfect for you. Negotiation for families, negotiation for beginners. That's what I reckon Waterfall Park should be selling itself. It is simplified, it is streamlined, it is negotiation, but for people getting into this genre, getting into this mechanic, Waterfall Park, that's who this game's actually for. Now, to understand why lovers of this may not like this so much, let's have a look at the boards in front of us. And we're going to have 6 separate sectors in Chinatown. And over here in Waterfall Park, we've just got 2 separate sectors. Now, why does that matter? It matters because of tension. When you have less spots there, that means you are fighting over those spots more because they're more at a premium. Whereas here, you got a lot more room to move around. Next, let's look at these tiles, orthogonally adjacent tiles. Whereas here, these tiles are now offset from each other. So you can now fit 6 tiles around one, whereas here, you can only fit 4 tiles around one. Look, again, added tension, more spots, well, less spots, so you're fighting over them. That makes perfect sense. Look, the rest of the stuff looks pretty simple. Here we go, look at these cards there. What I really like here, on here, it actually says to you where the number is. So 25, I know it's right there because it even points to it on the map, whereas this is a bit old school, cool, whatevs. Now, we also have our tile locations now fit in there instead of this. Again, cool, looks good. And the last one is money. Look at that, old school money versus the coins there. That's pretty much all of the differences. The rest of the game now just bases around, do you like this aesthetic better? Look, a lot of colors on the board. This is a lot blender, but again, to me, this is a lot more beautiful to look at. And now I know a few people say, look, it gets too messy at the end game. I didn't really experience that. To me, it seemed fine. I had no problem scoring it. So look, that's the main difference between Waterfall Park and for Chinatown. So, do I recommend this game to you? I actually really do. Look, I was a massive fan of Chinatown, but I'm also a massive fan of Waterfall Park, but for different reasons. I got to introduce my family to the mechanic of negotiation. Now, this is something that absolutely they've never experienced before in a game, but it's something they loved. That communication around the table almost felt like old school Monopoly vibes when I was a kid. I really enjoyed it. The kids enjoyed it. It's a great family game. This is a great negotiation game for beginners. That's the audience for this game, and that's who I highly recommend Waterfall Park to.